Welcome to Old Town Alexandria, a place that has been enticing tourists and locals for its preserved 18th century allure. Named a top 3 best small city by the Condé Nast Traveler's Reader's Choice Awards. And according to Visit Alexandria's website, Old Town is home to more than 200 independent boutiques and restaurants, making it the perfect vacation and unforgettable getaway. Since the COVID-19 outbreak, over 8 million restaurant employees have lost their jobs. That includes everyone at your favorite weekly getaways. Your favorite bartenders, servers, and chefs are no longer able to whisk you away from your weekly troubles. The Restaurant Association's Industry Impact Report states that the industry has suffered the most significant sales and job losses since the pandemic outbreak. Predictions state that the industry will lose more than $240 billion by the end of 2020 in the United States. According to Visit Alexandria's Business Impact Survey, the projected 2020 loss in tourism spending will be $400 billion by the end of 2020. That's 7 times the impact of 9/11. COVID-19 has certainly had a huge impact on the nation and the restaurant industry. But let's hear it from the folks on the front lines in Alexandria, Virginia.
I guess I've been in the FBI, food and beverage industry, since about 2003.
How many years? I work in the restaurant almost 27 years.
I've been in the industry for a good period of time now. I started like when I was like 16, but I've been at Landini Brothers for 20 plus years now.
23 years. Professionally for 18 years, but I grew up as a kid in my uncle's bar down in Savannah, helping around whenever I could on the weekends.
45 years.
It's been maybe 27 years.
Been here 11 years. I've been in the restaurant industry 29.
It's a first time thing I think for everybody in the world. None of us experienced this. None of us were around for the Spanish flu or anything.
Never in 27 years I see like this. I remember it's like 10 years ago to be closed for 2 days only. Now, more than 2 weeks. That's crazy.
I would say the closest thing that I experienced close to this was at 911, and my restaurant was located in a hotel, and the operation went from being 110% occupied to about 3% within 3 days, and just it was done. I couldn't even get into the city to get to work. I was stopped by the military going over the bridges. Nothing like this, though. This doesn't hold a candle to it.
The only thing I can think that comes close is the Navy Yard shooting of 2013. Police did mandate that all businesses close down, but our restaurant stayed open. We didn't skip a beat. But nothing that could even closely compare to this I've been through personally.
Never. In fact, I never thought anything like this would actually ever happen.
At some point, you get things back on track and put things back together and get back to business. In this case, it's not possible.
It's pretty crucial for all of us. I mean, we're not people that normally sit on salary unless you're part of the administrative aspect of the business, but we all live on tips, and this right now is taking a chokehold on us, and some of us can at least get out and kind of work with the curbside. We're hoping that it opens soon.
I work with my whole family, my friends. I can do anything because everything is locked.
Yes, I just worrying about my co-workers. We just nobody have a job anymore, and they used to live in by the day, by the time, by the check every week by week. That was I'm worrying about. Because the people at home, they have nothing.
Every day that you're not open it's going to take 10 days to recover. It's going to take 10 days to get back to a routine, to some type of a flow that we had once normally had. I mean, you could set your calendar to any day here at Landini Brothers, particularly, but also the other restaurants. What to expect and the customers that were going to walk through the door. And so, in a sense, you have to rebuild that, and so it's not just as simple as turning the lights on and making food and getting the bar prepared, and you got to retrain, everything. You have to start over. It's been terrible, and it's a lot of work, and we're fortunate that we're going to get through it, but it's not a good thing.
In the beginning, there was a lot of fear and worry about myself losing my job, friends, family, colleagues, and what kind of effect that would have on them and for how long. The next kind of stage of it was trying to figure out how to survive, prosper, and move forward. There's been a lot of highs and lows, different challenges every single day. My team and I have done very well, and we are very happy about what we've achieved.
Well, for the first week or two, I guess it was mostly just the shock of being furloughed and laid off, as most of the restaurant industry and retail at that point. And then you start adapting to business. You start regulating to-go and curbside pickup. You start figuring out what you can execute, what your kitchen's able to execute well, and what's selling. Supply and demand have completely changed. Demand of this community has changed. And most importantly, rules and regulations put into place by the city and the ABC, you have to make sure you're compliant with. So quickly adapting and trying to stay ahead of the market.
Really throwing off my day-to-day. I know as selfish as that sounds, but for so many years, I've had this routine and I've never been without a job, and while technically I still have a job to go back to when the restaurant opens, this is the first time in my life that I don't have that to do every day. And it's been a really difficult adjustment.
Well, the biggest thing is the heartbreak from all the staff and all the employees that aren't making any money. I mean, we're all reliant on each other, and we have a thriving business here in Alexandria, and then all of a sudden, poof, it's gone. No one has any money. That's devastating. Breaks my heart.
It's devastated the Alexandria community. I mean, the businesses are what make up the community. I mean, sure, I live in Alexandria too, and as much as I'd like to say that, me living in Alexandria makes the community, I think it's more about the businesses, the coffee shops that we go to, where we go for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, where we shop for our groceries, where we drop off our dry cleaning, where we get gas. All of that is what makes up the community, and for more than half of that to shut down, it really breaks up that sense of community. And so I'm eager and excited to see us go back to rebuilding the community, and hopefully it doesn't take very long. That's what I hope.
We affect a lot because I not see nobody walking the street, no tourists, no business. You look like dead.
I think the community as a whole has been affected where they've kind of realized how important the restaurant and the bar community is, I think, to their everyday life. It's one of those that they've never realized. The minute they were shut down, everybody was up in arms and they didn't know what to do, and they were petitioning to have laws changed so they could get cocktails to go and food to go and curbside. So I think it's really shown the community how big of an influence we are, not just, when it comes to revenue for the city, but for the people themselves.
I definitely think it's had severe economic impact. Lots of people losing their jobs, a lot of people in fear for going out, but also tremendous support from our community with our business, Junction. They've really shown up for us and helped us get through this, and been very understanding.
I think it's brought a lot of people together. I think it's brought a lot of the restaurateurs and smaller business communities together, which I would like to consider Old Town one of those. And we're fortunate to have a pretty large nest of regulars and people that want us to succeed. For example, our GoFundMe page was able to raise $16,000, so thank you to everyone that submitted to that.
Well, I think that you'll see a lot of examples of the restaurateurs and the shops and the business people getting together in solidarity with one another. Where everyone's feeling each other's pain.
The Old Towners, I believe, has brought us all together quite a bit, especially all the different restaurants. Like, I know I didn't have relationships with a lot of different people in the other restaurants nearby, and now we've all come together with ideas, and it's been great. And all the locals are coming by being very supportive.
The fact is, the Alexandria community is very supportive of one another. They support all the local businesses around here, and all the local businesses support them. So we all work as a community around here. It's paid a toll, but we all will work as a team together. United we stand.
Even though our doors have been closed, the Alexandria community and hospitality industry have been brought even closer together. With strength and unity, we will overcome this pandemic together. I know I can speak for everyone in that we cannot wait to open our doors back up to continue doing what we love, serving the community. We look forward to seeing you soon.